Hi everyone, my name is Juice. I am 20 years old and I'm an American colorblind Puyo player. I've played Puyo Puyo for about 2 years and I still have the mentality to keep going and improve my game. You may know Puyo Puyo in the form of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine or Kirby's Avalanche. Sadly, Puyo Puyo itself isn't very well received in the West and I think it deserves more recognition. I may not be a pro Puyo player, but I'm willing to help out any new players with what I know, and that's what this series is going to be about. But today, I think I'll tell you about what got me into Puyo and some recommendations for you guys, so that way, you guys can start grinding your Puyo game too. I've been introduced to Puyo Puyo in middle school. My brother had a copy of Puyo Pop Fever for the GameCube and it looked really cute judging by the game cover. This took place in around 2008. I've only played it for about a week, however, because I was frustrated with the game due to my colorblindness and it was really hard for me to deal with it growing up. Around May 19th, 2017, I was reintroduced to Puyo Puyo in the form of Puyo Puyo Tetris. Seeing the more vibrant, yet still challenging to tell apart Puyo made me feel a hint of nostalgia. Of course, I still had little to no knowledge of how to actually play. Of course, I haven't stopped playing Puyo ever since I was reintroduced. I have YB colorblindness, which means all shades of blue and yellow, with the exception of green and purple on some occasions, look exactly the same to me. I can't exactly rely on color alone to help me play Puyo. Most people recommend that I use a different Puyo skin to play with, sometimes Letter Skin or sometimes the Sonic Puyo, just so I can base it off the visual pattern. That's how I tend to play, but I don't change the Puyo skin. Instead of playing by color, I play to the Puyo's emotion. If you take a look at the Puyo themselves, you know that they have a different face depending on their color. The red one means angry, the green one means neutral, I'm assuming the blue one means sad, I'm assuming the yellow one means happy, and the purple one looks a bit bored. That's how I usually see the Puyos. Of course, during intense battles where I have to place pieces quickly, I tend to forget to look at the face and play by color, which usually causes me to lose some matches. But that's okay, I haven't let my colorblindness stop me from playing the game. During my first few days of playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, I decided to try to look up some guidance to help me understand Puyo a little bit better. I happened to run into a streamer named Stool Softener. He streamed on both YouTube and Twitch, so his audience was really big. So of course that imitated me a little bit, so I just lurked instead. I saw him playing around with some friends of his. This opened my eyes a little bit because I never knew that 4-player Puyo battles can actually be pretty fun. I then watched more of his videos and he opened my eyes a little bit more. I saw him do amazingly large chains and the visual effects that he put off with it was all icing on the cake. Of course, at the time, I didn't understand what forms he was using or harassment in general. All I knew that he put off clean 7 chains and the repeated spells are actually pretty fun to hear. As time went on, Stool Softener was giving away a free copy of Puyo Puyo Chronicles and a Japanese 2DS. It was a giveaway, so of course I didn't think I'd do very well. So I went ahead and gave it a shot anyways. Surprisingly, I ended up winning the copy, and I got my hands on Puyo Puyo Chronicles. Of course, with it being a Japanese exclusive game, everything was in Japanese so I couldn't really read it correctly. And of course, I had no idea what was going on in the game. But I still enjoyed it, regardless. If you'd like to start your own Puyo adventure, I recommend picking up an easy to get Puyo game. My recommendation would be Puyo Puyo Tetris. There's a demo on Switch if you haven't tried it out already. If you like the design and the controls of the game, I recommend getting the game in a heartbeat. I recommend Puyo Puyo Tetris because it gives a modern puzzle lovers a competitive vibe and a casual vibe for both Puyo and Tetris. It also has some social attributes to enjoy too, such as a story mode to get to know the characters, and some solo practice to practice either Puyo or Tetris. If you feel like you want to take on other players, there are a ton of beginner players to find online of Puyo Puyo Tetris. Or for pure Puyo matches, I recommend Puyo Puyo Esports. Although it's great for introducing newer players to Puyo Puyo, Puyo Puyo Tetris isn't the ideal game to grind for Puyo skills. It often pairs you up with Tetris players, and you can't exactly use your Puyo skills for Tetris players. If you want strictly Puyo vs Puyo matches, I recommend getting Puyo Puyo Esports. Tons of new players are logging on every day, and it will give you a bunch of new players to play with and a bunch of pros to play with. The only con is that it's a Japan only game, so you have to get the yen and your Japanese account all to yourself. The process to get those are varied. That's about it for my introduction to Puyo Puyo. I really hope my introduction has given you a clear understanding of my love for Puyo Puyo and gave you some inspiration to try it. Next time, I'll try to share some information of what to get started on with Puyo Puyo. Please keep in mind that I'm not exactly a pro, but I want to try to help you guys as much as I can. Together, I believe we'll make Puyo Puyo well known in the West, and maybe we'll get another Puyo game in the West. Thank you for watching and have a great day.